Welcome to another Gauging Gadgets review video. In this video, we have the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight. So this is a smart floodlight from Ring that is battery powered, so you don't have to have it connected to any power source for it to work. In addition to that, it's compatible with the Ring app. So if you have multiple Ring devices, they can work together and trigger each other, things like that. They advertise this as 600 lumens, so I'm interested to see just how bright this gets off the batteries. In this video, we're going to start by doing a quick unboxing. Then I'll show you how to set up the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight and use it in the app. Then we'll do some tests on it and I'll tell you what I think. Before we get started, it's important to note that this device does require the Ring Bridge, which is sold separately, and I'll have an affiliate link in the description to where you can get that. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up and check it out. Now, while I'm getting this open, I just want to say that I purchased this myself off of eBay for around $45. And check the description. I'll have some affiliate links down there so you can get this on Amazon. All right, so on top, it looks like we have a security sticker from Ring, pretty cool. Then we have a quick start guide as well as some owner's information. Then it looks like we have the actual light right here. Very nice, very lightweight as well. And that's gonna be everything in the box. We do have some mounting hardware right here. And one thing to keep in mind about this device, it does require 4 D batteries and they are not included. Check the description, I'll have a link to recommended D batteries for this device. All right, so taking a closer look at the actual floodlight here, as you can see, you have 2 lights with 3 LEDs each, and you can move these and customize where these will point basically any way you want. So they go all the way up and down, and then it will turn all the way out. So if you needed to point it in a specific location, you can do that. Looking at the sensor down here, you can orient this basically 180 degrees if you want, and then turn it as well. So this is very customizable. You shouldn't have any problems pointing the lights where they need to be, as well as the sensor. As you can see on the front here, we have a nice Ring logo, and then we can move down to the back where we have the mounting bracket. It'll just slide right off. And as you can see, it has 3 holes, 1 on the top and then 2 in the bottom. So that's very easy to install. And then you would just slide the light right in and it would be mounted. Now to open up the compartment here where the batteries are housed, all we need to do is kind of turn this top portion counterclockwise, and then it will open that up where we can reveal the battery compartment for the 4D batteries here. All right, then you get the top back on. So very easy to get batteries in there. Now that we've installed the batteries, the lights will blink as you see. It's good, it's getting power. And now we can get it set up in the app. So to do that, first open up your respective app store, either the Google Play Store if you're on an Android phone, or the App Store on your iPhone. And check the description, I'll have direct links down there so you can just select that and it'll bring you right to the app in the App Store. Once you get the app installed, go ahead and open it up. And with the batteries in the device, we can begin setting it up by simply opening up the Ring app and then selecting set up a new device at the bottom. Once we do that, it's going to ask us which device we have. And we're going to scroll down and go to smart lighting. And then in your packaging, you should have received a little pamphlet and this should have your QR code. Go ahead and select in the app, I'm ready to scan. And then you simply scan the QR code. And then it will start detecting the actual light and setting it up. Like I said, you do have to have a Ring Bridge device. Go ahead and select continue, and then it's going to start searching for the device. Once it finds it, it may have updates to its firmware that it'll go ahead and install for you while it's setting up the device. And this might take a couple minutes to install, so just give it some time. Once it's done installing, it'll ask you to add the device to a group. Now you don't have to do that, and this allows you to group several different devices together. So if one device in the group detects motion and turns on, it'll turn on all the other devices in the group. It's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to its own group, create a new one, and then select continue. You can then name the device, and you want this to be something you recognize because it'll not only show up in your notifications, but also if you go to manually turn on the device, you'll be able to see that name. Continue. And then now it's going to connect the device to my bridge. All right, so now we're set up. Now we can turn on motion detection. So I'll go ahead and enable this feature and then continue. And now we can set up the sensitivity for the motion detection. I recommend starting low, and then you can always move this up later if you find that it's not detecting motion. But because this is a battery powered device, you want to have it on a lower setting to conserve the battery life. So select save. And now we can even link devices that aren't in the group with this light. So I'll select add link devices. And as you can see up here, it says when this floodlight detects motion, I also want it to turn on the basement and my front path here. Select continue, and now we're done. So now when I go into my list of devices here, you can see all the different lights that I have. And if I go to the front yard and turn that on, you can see that the floodlight turns on. So now let's select into the floodlight, and you can see all the different options in here. So I can turn the light on and I can change the brightness all the way down to low, which you can see. And then if I turn it all the way up to the brightest, it'll be very bright. I'm going to try bringing this a little bit lower since it is battery powered, just to extend that battery power life. And one quick thing, the flickering right here, that is only because of the camera. It's not actually doing that in person. Additionally, down here in the app, we can see different event history. This is cool because if any motion is ever detected by this, it'll trigger and let you know when that happened, and also if it turned on the light. So even during the day when the lights don't turn on, if someone's in your yard, you'll know exactly when they came in and then when they left because it stopped detecting motion. So there's a lot of information there. We also have light settings, and this allows us to choose when the light will actually start turning on. So you can set the threshold down pretty low so that it has to be very dark before it actually starts turning on the light, which is pretty cool for battery life. Additionally, in here we have motion settings, and this is where we can reconfigure and change the actual sensor for the motion. We can then look at linked devices. You can see the device health, and this is where you can see the battery level right there, and also the connection status. Finally, we have general settings, and this is where you can rename the device and also change what group it's in, or delete it from your account if you're going to get rid of it or sell it, something like that. So now that we've set up the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight and gone through the app, let's go ahead and get it installed on my house, and we can see how well it works. Mounting is very simple. You just want to make sure that you have the mounting plate with the arrow facing out, so the backside does not have an arrow, and then you want to make sure the arrow is facing up. And when you get it in the spot where you want it, put the first screw in the top hole right here, and don't tighten it down all the way. And then once you have the first screw in, you just need to make sure you have it level, then install the bottom 2 screws right here, then tighten all 3 up. And then once you get all 3 screws in there and it's nice and secure, and then the light will just slide right in, and now it's secure. So now we can point the lights and the sensor wherever we want it, and we should be good to go. All right, so I'm outside, the light is right in front of me, and if I just move, you can see it very quickly picks me up. You see how bright that is? Just so you can see the brightness change, so that's all the way bright, and then goes down to the dimmest level. All right, so as you just saw there, that was a quick example of the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight in action. So they do advertise this is 600 lumens, and as you saw, it gets very bright. So I would definitely say that I believe the claim of 600 lumens. Now, right off the bat, this is a battery powered device, and I've been using this for 2 months, and currently there is 86% battery life left. Now, they say the batteries should last about a year, and I would say we're on track for that. So really happy with the battery life so far. It's really cool because in the app you can see the battery life. You can also go in and see the event history to see every time that it has sense motioned or turned on throughout the entire history of this light being installed. And as you can see, the battery actually lasts a long time for how much this is getting used. Another thing I was really happy with was the installation. As you saw, only 3 screws, and then it will just snap right on. And this has been held very sturdy. No issues with it falling off or anything like that. And the lights, once you put them pointing at an angle, including the sensor, it'll stay there. They don't droop or anything over time, so really happy with that as well. Now, the sensor does seem to work very well, about 180 degrees of sensing angle, and then the distance I would say is about 90 feet. It's really cool with a battery powered device that you can not only change the brightness, but you can also change the sensitivity. That just makes it very customizable for your area as well as for the battery life that you want to get out of this. Overall, I've been very happy with the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight. It works great. It's been very responsive. I haven't had any connection issues. I'm very happy with the battery life. And when it comes to the things you can configure in the app, grouping it with other devices, things like that, very happy with this. Overall, I would highly recommend the Ring Battery Powered Floodlight.